Right. Let's talk about what DevOps is. Like I said, yeah, let's try to understand from the basics. Okay. We all know, like you can see it's a combination of two terms, right? Dev team and ops team. By the way, who's a dev team? Like who are developers and who are operations team? Like what do they do actually? Yeah. So we all know that if you are in IT or if you have some understanding IT, we all know who are developers and ops team, right? But let's talk about them in more detail. And you might be having a question, why are we talking about only dev and ops team? Yeah, see, coming to that part, let's take any application which you use in your daily life. Maybe a shopping application like Amazon.com, or else like any social networking website like Instagram or Twitter, whatever it is. Take any application of your choice, or else some maybe a banking application like hdfcbank.com or icicibank.com, whatever it is, right? If you take up any application, there were so many teams who work for this application. We are using some application as an end user, means there were so many teams involved in here. Like let's say a dev team, an ops team, a testing team, right? Build engineers will be involved, right? Like so many teams are involved for developing an application or before the end users reach the, before the end users use the application. So let's talk about the major teams here, dev team and ops team. Okay, we were talking about the major teams or else the main teams which will be concentrating on. So if you talk about development team, yes, you may call them as developers or a programmers, right? Whatever you call it. And their major task is to write the code. Of course, they work for designing the application, writing the code, writing the test cases, and test case execution also I'm writing under development, because yes, I'm including QA team also under development. Yes. So QA team, like testing team, they write the test cases, execute the test cases, see that the test cases work or function properly, right? They also work for building the application and releasing the application, right? These are the major tasks where a dev team is involved. Here, dev team, I mean both developers and testers. Okay, I'm including testers also in dev team. So these are the major tasks. Now come to operations, ops team. Yeah, who are the people involved here? Yeah, you may call them as admins, system admins, or network technicians, right? DBA, middleware, like so all this comes under ops teams, right? And what is their task? What do they do? They work in configuring the servers, VMs, whatever it is, whether it is a standalone server like a physical server or a virtual machine, whatever it is. They work in configuring or managing the servers. They also manage services running on those servers. They also work with logins, access, network. All of this will be taken care by ops teams, right? They'll be taking care of all of these things. Now, if you look into these two teams closely, yes, they are working for the same application, let's say some banking application, right? Both the teams are working for the same application, but their areas of expertise are different. Isn't it? Developers know programming, right? They may be mastering some, they may be having some build process knowledge. They might be working with some build tools, some test tools, because I included testing also here, right? Some testing tools and so on. Means in simple, in short, I would like to say that their areas of expertise is different from the areas of expertise of ops teams, right? Ops teams may be great, or they may be having expertise on configuring the servers, maybe configuring the database, maybe configuring the networks, right? Maybe working with access and so on, right? So both the teams work for the same application, but their areas of expertise is different, right? Their core skills are different, right? Those are two totally separate teams. Okay, fine. And now let's say, okay, developers have written some code. Okay, testers test this code. Okay, testers test this. Now, let's suppose, okay, this QA team or whatever developer team, let's suppose they need some new operating system, or else they need some new service to test this application, or else they need some new operating system to write this code, correct? So if any change is required to the infrastructure, because all the infrastructure is managed by ops team, all the infrastructure management is taken care by ops team, right? You may also call them as infra guys, right? All the infrastructure management will be taken care by ops teams. So if this dev team need any change to the infra, they cannot do on their own, they are not supposed to do on their own, then what do if they need any new OS or new service? They would be requesting the ops teams, right? And ops teams should serve the request of dev team by serving the request. Like let's take the simple example. Okay, I'm going from very basics. So let's say they need some new operating system. They have requested ops team. Ops team should provide them with the new operating system. Before this ops team serve the request of developers or testers, they would definitely do lot many checks, because see, they have to perform these checks, because if something went wrong after perform the checks, ops teams are responsible, meaning ops teams will be always looking for stability in the infrastructure, isn't it? Because let's say, okay, they configured a new operating system, or else they changed the operating system, whatever. After this change, the servers should be still stable, services should be still up and running, the network should be staying connected, there should not be any disconnections, access should be still working, the logins, everything should be as before, right? Means they will be looking for infrastructure stability. Ops teams always look for infrastructure stability. And yeah, developers, to perform their task like maybe coding or testing or building, they may need some changes to the infra, right? Means they definitely need some agility in the infrastructure, some changes. Okay, fine. So dev team has requested some change, they are still waiting for the change. Okay, they have requested. Ops teams are taking some time to serve the request, so dev team is still waiting for them, and dev team doesn't have any clue why ops team is taking so much time, isn't it? Because they don't know this area, they don't know what is the process going on there, how configurations happen, why they do need to do all these checks. So dev team doesn't have any clue of why they have to wait for so long. Similarly, ops team also don't know why the requested change. They know just they need some change, that's all, but they don't know the reason for this. So ops team also don't have a clarity on why they need the change. So here always developers think that ops team is taking too much time to serve the request. Similarly, ops teams think that they are always requesting something which they are not sure of, right? Hence, there arises some gap between these two teams. And what is the reason for the gap? If you analyze very closely, the reason is each doesn't understand the other team's process, right? They don't understand the challenges of other team, right? Each team, developers don't understand challenges of ops team doesn't understand the requirements, challenges, process of other team, and so on. Hence, there is no proper understanding between them. Hence, there is some gap between them, right? Why? Because yeah, their areas of expertise different, their core skills are different, so obviously there is a gap between the teams. So how can we eliminate the gap between the teams? Because say always the team should work with a proper understanding to have a better quality, to generate a better output, to generate an efficient output. So how